Jetzt kommt ein Mann auf die Bühne, der ein Mann der Politik ist. Er hat viele Jahre im Bundestag gearbeitet und kennt das politische Berlin wie seine Westentasche. Aber nicht nur das politische Berlin, sondern er ist auch in der Weltpolitik zu Hause. Er ist Bundesgeschäftsleiter Internationale Politik und Außenwirtschaft. Er ist Geschäftsführer der BVMW International GmbH und Generalsekretär der Mittelstandsallianz Afrika und der Mittelstandsinitiative Lateinamerika. Man kann zu Recht sagen, er ist der Außenminister des BVMW und wir freuen uns sehr auf die Keynote von Andreas Jahn.
Ja, vielen Dank. Vielen Dank, liebe Sandra. Das ist immer schön, wenn man so viele nette Worte über sich hört, nicht wahr? Aber ich sage dann immer in solchen Augenblicken, zu viel Weihrauch schadet. Nicht wahr? Deswegen wollte ich nochmal mich ganz herzlich bei Johannes Selle bedanken, der 12 der 16 Bundestagsjahre mit mir sozusagen verbracht hat. Und ich glaube, das waren nicht die unerfolgreichsten Jahre unserer Zusammenarbeit und unserer Partei. Also vielen, vielen Dank. Yeah, I prepared my speech in English because it's the European panel, and yeah, we are looking forward to some other ambassadors coming around because we just finished our panel about Latin America, and they will just join us in very few minutes. So, distinguished Mr. Ambassador of the Republic of Portugal, distinguished members of Parliament, dear Christian Hörte, dear Mrs. Schönleber, distinguished Mr. Arocha. First of all, I would like to thank our moderator, Till Hoppe, from our partner agency, Table Media, for organizing the moderation of this august panel. We are very grateful of our wonderful collaboration with you and your colleagues. The SME sector is quite export-oriented and internationally focused. So that's the reason why free trade and the security of supply chains are a valuable asset for us. I would therefore like to express my deep concern about the tariffs that the American administration has imposed on 92 countries. Of course, we can argue about whether it makes sense to impose tariffs on inhabited islands in the Arctic. But let's face it honestly, these tariffs will have a particular massive impact on the entire global economy, on our small and medium enterprises. So today I would like to raise awareness to how we can overcome bureaucratic obstacles, because this is the main hindrance for our prosperity in Europe. A lot of entrepreneurs are facing nowadays serious challenges worldwide. Imagine we have Italy as our country of hosting, and guests of honor from the foreign ministry are here. So imagine today Marco Polo setting off again today from Italy on a new exploratory trip to China. How vigorously would he have to struggle to begin his adventure and to find skilled labor force for his mission? After leaving Venice, he would already fail to cross the border with Slovenia because he has not an A1 certificate from the European Commission. Then, if he manages finally to dispel the concerns of Slovenian customs with good arguments, he would be immediately arrested by the Greek Coast Guard because the engine of his ship does not meet European Union emission standards. Shortly after being released, the Turkish customs officials would discover that his navigation devices purchased from Germany fall under the German dual-use regulation. So as Marco Polo would be unable to present an export license from BAFA, our German Federal Office for Economic Affairs and Export Control, his ship is only allowed to leave the port of Istanbul after tough negotiations with the Turkish president. On his way to Mumbai, his ship would have to cope with heavy damages from the Houthi rebels in Yemen. If he manages finally to push back the rebels and to arrive safely at the port of Mumbai, he would have to pay a six-figure dollar amount because he cannot prove that the ingredients of the spices he acquired in Muscat have been harvested in accordance with the new directive of the European Supply Chain Management Act. Just 2 miles away off the coast of Colombo, he is stopped by the Sri Lankan Coast Guard because he cannot present a CBAM declaration. So that's the challenges that we have really to face. And the CBAM declaration has to be in Tamil language, stating that he firmly intends to promote decarbonization in third countries, for example, those that do not have any tax carbon EU-approved level, in accordance with the EU Regulation 2023. So with great effort, he convinces the Coast Guard, and the English translation of his form has been certified by a sworn EU translator, and shortly before entering the port of Shanghai, his ship is pushed into Taiwanese waters by an American tanker because Marco Polo could not prove that the coal he has loaded was extracted in accordance with the new guidelines from the Critical Raw Material Act directive from the European Union. So when Marco Polo finally arrived in Shanghai, after years of detours and adversity, he decided with a heavy heart to load the coal onto trucks in the harbor and transport it overland via the new Silk Road back to his hometown of Venice, where there is a severe shortage of green hydrogen, and this shortage is affecting a huge number of Italian SMEs. So this is the scenario today, with just a very serious and very sad picture of our bureaucratic regulation. So how we should build up now a European network of framework of SMEs, it's not easy, of course, and we are particularly grateful that Portugal is here today with us in order to discuss it in a more concrete way. We also have our partner organization of INSME, which is working closely with us. So let me close with a wonderful quote from Augustinus, who was, by the way, born not far away from the village from Marco Polo. It's always better to turn on a light than to mourn without intermission about the darkness. So let us shine our powerful spotlights through this global SME alliance in order to build together a new sustainable value chain for a brighter future. In this sense, I wish you fruitful discussions and a fruitful future day. Thank you so much.